Well, here's to a good morning and hopefully better audio for all of you guys. I don't know why I was looking at my microphone at that point, but hey, here's to that. Mm, man, that's good. I drink the shitty coffee during the week. Although Starbucks did have this cool, like, Ethiopian blend that was pretty tasty. But the weekend coffee, that's when you should treat yourself, right? Um, this is Fire Creek from uh, just outside Sedona, Arizona. And my favorite ones are Storm Chaser and the Campfire Roast. They're good. And it's like when you have a cup of good coffee, it just hits right, feeds your soul. Mm. Anyways, so the more these videos come out, I think the more you'll get to know me. But the couple of things that I want to do, right? Like my intentions here are just to talk and help people and all of that good stuff. So hopefully somebody sees this, likes it, comments, and hopefully we can start a dialogue and give me some more material to come up with. But really, I just want to reach as many people as possible. I was talking to somebody the other day. Life goes by pretty quick, right? I mean, mentally, mentally, I'm still 20, 20, 23. But you know, just the the chronograph keeps ticking, right? I mean, time just goes by, and uh, my mom, before she passed, she said it's like toilet paper, right? The more you use of it, the faster it goes. So yeah, that's what I'm here for. But I have a couple of things that I kind of wanted to talk about, especially coming into spring. Um, Vitamin D is super good for you, right? And sun exposure, even if you're fair skinned, um, getting like 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want to burn, but maybe a nice pinkish hue. Uh, and that will do wonders for you, not only in synthesizing vitamin D, right? Because you're getting the UV exposure, because that's actually the mechanism that helps your body convert cholesterol into uh, the usable form of vitamin D. Right, cholesterol is super important too. Like your brain is almost all cholesterol, right? So in a world where food is shit and trying to navigate, one free source of good nutrients is the sun, which is good. Not to mention the fact that the uh, the health benefits of the red spectrum of the light that we receive. Um, there was a recent study done on how that actually improves mitochondrial function, which is amazing, because the red wavelength of light will penetrate deeper through the skin into your cells, and those photons energize the molecules inside your body. So that's pretty cool too. I love that. But being in California, it's great. If you're up in Washington, maybe one of those light beds or some infrared therapy might help. Mm, man. Well, it's Sunday. So got a week ahead. And my day job is helping find people jobs, right? Kind of a headhunter for healthcare professionals. I'm not going to disclose the company I work for, but um, I tell people all the time, This is probably my last job. I love the company I work for. But one of the things is that's challenging, and everybody faces this, is the ability to keep going. Like, how do you do that, right? Then there's this part of your brain um, called the mid cingulate cortex, and its job, so far as we think, is to decide whether it's worth it to keep going or not, right? The motivation. Here's the crazy cool thing about it, though, is that people who pushed through and did whatever the thing was that they didn't want to do, and that was the key. Like, I don't want to do this thing, but I'm going to do it anyways. Those people had a significant decrease in neurological uh well mal how do I say this, like things like Alzheimer's, maladies that are associated with neurological function, right? And the thing was, you couldn't like trick it. It had to be authentically something you did not want to do, but did it anyways. And when you have kids, oh my gosh, hey, I need you to take out the trash. The normal chores that everybody has, because kids are great helpers. You just got to employ it the right way, right? Um, you know, it's so good for you. And that's something that we all will wrestle with until the day we die. But I think you just get better at it, right? And trying to put a positive spin on whatever challenges that you're going to face. Like I side hustle this jerky business. I picked a hell of a time to start a freaking jerky company because the cost of meat is going through the roof. The cost of everything is going through the roof, right? Although I did see an article where lumber is down a lot, and I think that's going to start making its way through because of whatever partnership with the tariffs in Canada. I don't know. I try to stay out of that political theater because, again, it's a circus, and I believe it's two wings of the same bird, anyways. Um, but yeah, this is rambling. Welcome to the head of Doug, because I go all over the place. Mm. Um, I guess one of the other reasons people said, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel or a podcast," is um, they said I have a radio voice, and I tell them I have a face made for radio for sure. Um, but yeah, hopefully all of the things that I talk about and tell you guys is helpful. Um, and there's no topic off the table, you know. Um, certain hot button issues I'll like kind of dance around, but um, I'm just here to help, navigate a world where you might be feeling, maybe you're a little down, maybe you need a little wind in your sails or a little pick me up. I'm here for that. I tell people all the time because I work in uh, a field that is pretty stressful. It's one of the reasons I left nursing was because COVID happened, and oh, that's probably one of those words. I just realized that. They wanted me to get uh, the thing, and I wasn't comfortable with it. And it kind of went against everything that I learned in school, especially when formulation of these particular things takes decades of trials and things like that. And in my mind, I was like, well, you know what? You can't just put some ingredients in a bath and mix it up and then say it's good to go, right? And so we have now, what is this? 6 years later, Man, it's been 6 years. Going back to the toilet paper thing, right? Time flies. Um, yeah, so I wasn't comfortable doing that. And the corporate office said, well, you have to. And I was like, well, that doesn't go along the lines of informed consent because you don't know what the outcomes are going to be. Whether the risks outweigh the benefits or the benefits outweigh the risks, what is it? Nobody had that data. Now we have that data from, the governing bodies, and it's still not in favor of it. I think everybody should have the choice to do to their own bodies what they decide to do to their own bodies, right? Um, but anyways, yeah. So working in a stressful environment, I have conversations with people all the time on how to just try to see things in a positive way, and I flip the question around on them. You know, well, imagine if I was in your shoes, what would you say? You know, and sometimes hearing it from somebody else is good, or rephrasing it a different way is all that needs to happen. You know, um, People feeling like they're stuck in a rut and that they need more purpose or more some change in their routine. You know, if nothing is going well, maybe your perspective is off a little bit. You know, turn it around. I have days, I have bad days, even though I love the company I work with and the people in my office. Um, there's just days where you feel like shit and you don't want to do it. But for me, I know that if I don't show up, there's going to be a lot more collateral damage if I don't show up. And I need to show up for my best version of myself. And this actually happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I just woke up on the wrong side. I woke up under the bed, you know. I was just cranky, and it took me about 2 hours to flip it all around. It was the most Mondayest Monday ever. And but I think what it was for me was just realizing that there's a lot of people in my office feeling that way. And maybe if I'm better, and again, it has to be authentic, it has to be genuine, you know, because people can smell bullshit a mile away. You're just faking it, the fake smile, you get the smile without the wincing of the eyes, you know, it's a telltale sign. Um, but if I want my environment to change and be more positive, it has to start with me, or it has to start with you. And so uh, I knew that I needed to change it around. My dog is barking. I guess it's time to wake everybody up in the house. Um, but uh, when I did that, everything changed. And because my positivity was contagious, it just kind of worked itself around the office. And then all of a sudden, everybody was just having a better day, you know? And I am that guy in my office where I try to bring the morale and positivity. And we've got a couple of really good ones too that I'm glad are on my team, um, that are just good at that, you know? So when they say it's cliche that, be the change you want to see, that has a systemic effect, you know? But the thing is it has to be genuine. It has to be genuine. And when that happens, your world will start to change. I was talking to somebody the other day, when somebody It's like nobody wants to go out with me, or um, nobody likes me, or whatever it is. The thing that people I think have a hard time realizing is that if they think it's everybody else, it's really you. It's you. And when you begin to change, and again, it has to be authentic and genuine, when you do that, everything else changes. And I think this is what they talk about with like manifesting the world you're in, right? Is that when you're in a bad mood, nothing seems to be going right. The whole world didn't change. The world's still the same. It still doesn't give a shit about anything. It's just there, right? But when you change your perspective on things, it does change. And even though, the same tree, the same whatever, the same people are there, you being positive is what changes your perception of the world. So just some things to think about, um definitely, uh, even if you're not, I have a friendly acquaintance, I would say, that is on the road to recovery. So shout out to all you guys and girls out there that are battling this, because it's not an easy battle, right? um Damn it, I lost my train of thought. That happens too. But I know that he's going on 49 days clean and sober, right? And, going through the physiological and neurological changes, because your body is always trying to be homeostatic, it's always trying to maintain a baseline. Um, that doesn't come easy. And the older you get, the longer it takes. Um, and this is why nutrition is important. Exercise, oh my gosh, exercise is the best antidepressant, anti-anxiety medicine you could ever have. Now here's the thing, the tricky part. I think you have to get to a point where you're like sweating, right? Start slow. Walk, you know. If you can't walk, lift something heavy until you start to sweat. Because what happens at that point in your body is your body is releasing all kinds of chemicals, right? Neurotransmitter precursors, all of these really cool things that help fix and repair the damage that was done. And, you know, when somebody is just pissy, going for a walk definitely helps, right? You're out there in the sun, sun's good, fresh air, your effort is going outward and you are moving your body. That's good. Just do it, you know, because the only one who's really ultimately in charge of anything is you, right? And if you want to change, um, there's another cliche thing, and I am living proof of this. Do something towards the goal you want, whether it's a millimeter or an inch or a big jump. I would not recommend a big jump. That book, I don't know who wrote it. Let me see. 1% per day, right? Small changes, small, doable changes. And before you know it, you're in a routine. That's it. Do something you know you will do. Don't think so far ahead. It's good to have a goal, right? But bring that goal back a little bit and just try to hit that. But 1%, something small that's good for you every day or 3 times a week. And I'll tell you my story. So like I was not in good shape. I'm still not where I really want to be, but I'm still heading towards that goal. So like I was like I need to change. My mom just passed away, right? And I'm like, this lady, saint of a woman, just ran herself to death, literally helping other people. And I didn't want to do that. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I gotta get back into the gym. And so I sat outside the gym 3 times before actually going in, right? 3 times. And then in my own self talk, I'm sitting there like, you piece of shit, get your ass in there. And like, you have that dichotomy, you have that polarity inside yourself. But I think the one thing I had that won was just the heart and the dedication. And I don't like fucking giving up. And I did not want to give up on myself because, again, I got to show up. I got people who depend on me. You know, I take care of people who need me and rely on me. And I want to be the best version I know how to be. And along this journey, I eventually made it into the gym. And then on my social media feed, it was like, here you were a year ago. And it was a picture of the gym. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that wasn't a year ago. That was just the last photo I posted. I've been doing this for 2 years now. It's just what I do now. But it all started with the thought, and then I took action, right? And even though I sat outside the gym trying to get myself to go in there, you pathetic piece of shit, Doug, get in there. I eventually made it in, right? I got some headphones, and then I realized uh, that everybody who's in there is probably thinking kind of the same thing, right? Um, there's people who are so embarrassed or self-conscious or whatever. Fuck that, dude. No, it's you. It's you against the world. And you have every right to as much of this as anybody else. So go out there and do the hard thing. Again, going back to that mid-cingulate cortex, that's good for you. Do the thing you don't want to do. And with that, I think I'm going to end this video, and I hope it helps y'all. Where's my little off button? There it is. Still learning the social media thing. Hopefully the videos become a little more exciting, and I hope this helped everybody out there. It's Sunday. Have a great week, and please leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button, and hopefully we can keep this thing rolling. Take it easy. Bye.